Hello and welcome to the channel. Gabaxman spins with an Oasis solo albums ranked special, pitting Liam and Noel against each other to hopefully get rid of any lasting rancor before the first concerts, which is just over a week away in Cardiff. Very lucky myself to have got a ticket, so I cannot wait for that opening number. I think the atmosphere is going to be electric. But I thought I'd have a little look back in anger at what's gone on. I did that. What's gone on since 2009 to 2024, and there are 10 albums that got released by one Gallagher or another, some collaborations, some band efforts and some solo efforts. So Liam accounts for 6, Noel accounts for 4. I think the solo stuff has certainly been interesting at worst, excellent at best. So I don't think there's any duffers in amongst these. Some albums just work better than others, and let's see what came out then. So the one that I'm putting at the bottom is, I don't think it's a bad album, but it's a slightly higgledy-piggledy album. And I think it was an effort to do something a little bit different based on criticisms of what had come before. So I'll show it. So it's got great cover art. So the wonderful Beady Eye's second album, I think it's one of the best covers that they put out. Nice gatefold here. So it was just called, well, I think it was just called Beady Eye or B, but it's a nice gig ticket there. £27.50 to see a band back then. So I wish it was £27.50 to see a band now. And the only criticism I've really got at this album is it maybe tried a little bit too hard to be a little bit different, which was, I think, a criticism levelled at the first album, that it was a little bit samey. This one kind of went the opposite direction, and not surprisingly, it was the final album from Beady Eye. And I think if any of us would have thought, I saw the band on this tour in a very small venue. It was an okay gig, but it felt a little bit flat in my opinion. And when they kind of trundled out a couple of Noel Oasis songs at the end, it almost felt like this band was putting its hand up going, we know we're not worthy. It's okay, it's not disastrous, but there's some stuff that doesn't work on it. Having said that, there is some stuff that does work on it. So I really like the first single, even though it was a bit wonky, which was Flick of the Finger. Soul Love was good as well. It's okay, you know, there's some good stuff on here, but it's not an essential album, but it's certainly worth a listen. So that unfortunately would be coming at the bottom of anything. And my next one that would come up would also be sadly a Liam one again, but he has got more in this ranking, and this would be, to date, was his final solo album with Come On You Know. And again, this probably, I think this was described as his lockdown album, and I think even he said they kind of were going a bit stir crazy, stuck in the studio, and there's again some more experimental stuff on here. When it works, this is excellent. So the lead track, Everything's Electric, that was a great song with Dave Grohl on drums. But there's some stuff in it that just feels a little bit trying to be different for the sake of being different. But it's not a bad album at all. But unfortunately for me, it didn't quite reach the heights of some of his other stuff. So that's why it's at number 9. Number 8 is the debut from Beady Eye. There's a lot of songs on here that are actually really good. So 4-Letter Word Again was the opening single. That's a proper little, like a Jerry Lee Lewis kind of rocker. The Roller's probably the best song on there, and I think that was slated for potentially, if there had been another Oasis album, that might have been one of the tracks that would have led through. The Beat Goes On was good. Millionaire, Beatles and Stones, Bring the Light. It's actually not a bad album at all, this. I think it got a little bit of stick because they got it out very, very quickly from the dust of Oasis. It was the first kind of album that came out. Noel bided his time a little bit, and it did okay, but I think, like a lot of guitar music around this time, it didn't quite set the world on fire as per expectations. But I don't think it's a bad album. It's a solid album, and it's probably on a par with the final kind of Oasis album. So a solid 8th place, good, but not quite reaching mega heights. My number 7, though, and I felt a bit bad putting this down because I actually think there's a lot of really good stuff on here. The singles, when they came out individually, worked really well. but somehow as an album it didn't quite hang well for me. It also doesn't help that I thought the vinyl copy of this, the mastering on it, it was not great at all. So it's not a great sounding album. Wheelie though, when you play it really loud in the car, it's quite good. It's a strange one, but it's not a good one to sit and listen to. It's a bit of a flat kind of thing. But I think this will be my number 7, which is Noel Gallagher's third solo album, produced by what's his name, David Holmes, who's more of a kind of a dance producer. It's certainly different. I don't think people can accuse Noel of being safe with this one. I love the opening track, Fort Knox. The first single got a bit of stick. I personally thought live it came across really well. It's a Beautiful World, it's a great song. She Taught Me How to Fly. The title track, The Man Who Built the Moon, great song. So it's good. It's not quite top tier, but it's certainly worth listening to. Lovely artwork. I think it was just a white vinyl, Jobby. Might have been. Should we have a look? I can't remember. Oh yeah, so like on white vinyl, that one. So that would be my 7th kind of most essential Gallagher release. And I think from here on in now, they're all really good, solid albums. So I think I'm getting confused here. I think this would be 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Yeah, so Noel's second album, Chasing Yesterday. My only criticism of this, I think it followed the formula that was set by his debut solo album, but probably no bad thing, but it was a little bit like that part 2. Having said that, the opening track on this, Riverman, is one of my favourite things he's ever done. That's a great track. But one or two of them stray a little bit close to safety for my kind of liking. But there are some really good stuff. The Dying of the Light is a great song. The one with Johnny Marr, Ballad of the Mighty Eye. The Mexican's a good song as well, good rocker. So, yes, that would be, again, a good, solid album, not quite a spectacular one. Okay, so I think we're in top 5 territory now. Yes, we are. So, number 5, and I think from now on in, all of these albums are well worthy of anyone's collection. So if you are an Oasis fan, you didn't bother with the solo stuff, these next 5 really, in my opinion, are pretty essential. So this one absolutely took me back when it came out, because I didn't expect to like this. There was a lot of pre-release kind of stuff about it being put together by an army of songwriters and all that. But I think what this album showed is that if you've got a voice as good as Liam Gallagher, it doesn't really matter who wrote the songs. If the songs are good, he can probably sing the telephone book. So as you were, this was a massive kind of return to form. And even somebody who maybe was in Camp Noel, which is probably where I was, I don't think you could really deny this album. The opening track and lead single, Wall of Glass, is probably one of the best things that any of them have done, either in Oasis or out of Oasis. Great song. Bowl's a great song on here. For What It's Worth, it's a good ballad. It's just a really solid album. This is one of those posh versions that kind of folds out and does things like that. So yeah, but really good album. My number 5, the first from Liam as a solo artist, which Sold by the Barrel Load. And I think this is, you want to wonder where the impetus to get Oasis back together came from. I think it all starts with the success of this album and what kind of followed, particularly with the sellout concerts and things. But great album. But number 5. Number 4 for me would be the last album by Noel as a solo artist, which would be Council Skies. A really solid kind of album. The ballads on this, when he gets it right, are just brilliant. So Trying to Find a World That's Been and Gone. What's the other one? Dead to the World. That's an absolutely brilliant song. Actually, all of this is a really good album. Council Skies is great. Think of a Number. It's brilliant. Actually, it's a really good album. So, and in the top 4, quite rightly, there's a gatefold for people who like this. Noel on the back, and apparently that cover art, it's the island, which is where Main Road used to be. Manchester kind of population might tell me if I'm right or wrong there, but I think he set up his gear on what would have been the old Main Road football pitch. So that was the idea of that. But great album, but only number 4. Now, the one that completely shocked me, this is my top 3 now, but this one kind of blew me away. And this is, at time of filming, was the most recent of the solo albums. So it's Liam teaming up with John Squire I'm not how much of the work on this is Liam and how much is John Squire. I suspect that John did all the stuff, wrote all the songs and got Liam in to sing it, but I don't really care because it's a fabulous, fabulous album this is. And the Stone Roses with Oasis, you can't really go wrong with that, can you? My favourite song is I'm a Wheel. It's like a bluesy rocker, but there's nothing bad on this album. Doesn't overstay its welcome either. I don't think the singles were necessarily the best things on the album either. Really, really good, proper, old-fashioned rock album with some of the best singing I think you'll hear this side of the planet. Brilliant, brilliant album. So, but it's only my number 3. So number 2, I'm going to go with the second album by Liam, and the reason I'm picking this is because as time has gone on, this is a really, really, really solidly good album, and there's a couple of singles on here that I think are almost career highlights, and you'd put them up against anything Oasis have done. So Once, I think, is maybe the best solo song that they've delivered between them. The River's a great rocker. Shockwave as well. One of Us, again, it's a really, really, really good album. Halo, that was another good one. So everything on it is good. Good artwork. This is one of those posh ones again. The records in the back and the CDs and stuff. But only number 2, which for those that are paying attention will make you twig. What would number 1 be? Well, I'm going with the first one from Noel. I think this was far better than the last few Oasis albums. As the inside, and today I think it's my favourite of the solo albums because there's just some absolute career highlights on here. And what I think this one does is it took the Oasis kind of formula, it changed it. It was definitely bolder than maybe Oasis have been, but the songwriting is top notch. And now I suspect there's 1 or 2 songs here that probably were destined to be on Oasis albums if they'd have stayed together, but you know, at the end of the day, Noel could only do what Noel's done, and this is a great album. So the opening track, Everybody's on the Run, with that big choir kind of backing him, fabulous song. Stop the Clocks, the last track is a brilliant one. If I Had a Gun was superb. The lead single, The Death of You and Me, was a classic Kinksy type of song. Broken Arrow's a good one, and then of course the song that soundtracked all the football when it was released was AKA What a Life, and that's one of the best things with that dancey kind of hacienda kind of sound. So it's my number 1 because it's got the classic songwriting, but it took some risks, and I think it paid off, and it's an album I can listen to over and over again. Fabulous thing. So there you go. Top 10 of Oasis. Hopefully the concerts will all go. The pop-up shops are opening now for merchandise and stuff like that. You know, it is like the 90s never went away a little bit. It's fabulous, isn't it? But all kinds of bands have reformed. Pulp have come back with a cracking album. Not sure myself if Oasis will ever do new material. I personally don't think they will. I think they're going to be the live gigs. They'll do something next year, probably at Nebworth, and then I think that might well be it actually. And the solo careers may come back. It'd be interesting to see, because when the Stone Roses reformed, I think it kind of torpedoed Ian Brown's solo kind of career, which he'd built really well. So who knows? But I'm very excited myself. So there's some good records to check out there in the build-up for the big events. If you got a ticket, let me know in the comments. Tell me what are your favourites, or if you totally disagree with me and think I'm talking rubbish, feel free to say so. But thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. So go Axeman Spins over and out.